Hi guys, like to welcome you guys all back to Read with the Melanin. So today we have a long list of August books that are coming out that I think you'd be interested in. So let me give all the disclaimers. Number one, obviously this list is not a finite list. There are plenty of other books. I just like to keep it between like 10 to 15 books so that it's not too long of a video. Two, I probably will not be reading very many of these books in the month of August because I have other books that I need to read, and when I'm not stressed out, I will finally get to. Two, three, yes, you might have other books. Let me know down below in the comment section if I missed any that you think I would be interested in. So let's get on with this list in no particular order. So let's go ahead and get out the one that I got from Macmillan Audio. It is A Pair of Wings by Carol Hobson. This book comes out August 20th. This is a historical fiction and it's focusing on Bessie Coleman, who is the first Black woman to learn how to fly. It's a few years after the Wright brothers' first flight. So it's a story about Bessie, which I'm interested in. I really liked the book that we read earlier this year. I forgot her name, about who it was about, but it was another historical fiction. So I figured, why not get the audiobook for this? I need to double check to see if this printing company is on the boycott list. But if it's not, we'll talk about it. But I did get this audiobook from Macmillan Audio. So I should point that out that I already have it. And hopefully I will be able to talk about it at some point. That book that I just talked about comes out August 20th. So this book comes out August 13th. And it is a women's fiction, contemporary romance. It is Frequent Flyers by Nue Kirwin. I'm sorry, I did not say that correctly. I don't feel like I did. So let me read you the premise like I always do. It says, her life is up in the air, literally. Lonnie Turner has some loose ends, a nearly complete PhD, a job she basically enjoys, a lifelong crush that she's almost gotten over. On a trip to reunite with her family in England and said crush Jonah, Lonnie intends to take care of one of those items. Her favorite cousin Gemma is engaged to Jonah. And they want Lonnie to be both their maid of honor and their best mate at the wedding. It's the perfect opportunity to prove the pitying gaze is wrong. She's over Jonah. Really? As Lonnie commutes between New York City and London to help with wedding prep, she befriends her handsome seatmate, Dr. Ridley Arison, a widower and single father. Is prickly at first, but feisty Laney reminds him more of a carefree time he had in his life. And after a steamy layover in Iceland, the pair take a direct flight from seatmates to lovers. Ridley even agrees to be her +1 at the wedding. I'm just gonna leave it there. I feel like we don't need super long descriptions. Like, that's a good enough description to me. So yeah, it's a romance. It comes out August 13th. Let's go to the next one. Another contemporary romance that comes out August 6th is Second Tide's The Charm by Chandra Bloomberg. This one says, love puts you in uncharted waters. At first glance, Hope Evans just landed the perfect spending the summer on a shark research boat. Except, even as marine biologist knows, except as every marine biologist knows, it's what's going on beneath the surface that counts. And Hope's new position comes with a big catch. The boat belongs to her ex-boyfriend, Adrian Hollis Parker. For 3 years, Hope's been treading water, staying away from anything that reminds her of her past. It's time to dive back into a job that could springboard her career and maybe offer much needed closure. Since their split, Adrian has risen to internet fame as a shark expert with the launch of his YouTube channel to dispel myths and educate viewers about sharks. But success rings hollow without hope. Again, I'm not going to read the whole thing because I feel like that's a good enough description. These are all just like the fluffy romance ones that I enjoy reading at this point. We've already concluded. I love looking for rom-com-esque looking romance books, so hopefully, as cliche as that title is, it's not that cliche while I'm reading it. But on to the next one. Okay, we are finally, I think, at the Black vampires that I thought I was getting, but turned out it was like just about Confederate vampires. I don't know. But The Ravenous Fate by Haley Dennings comes out August 6th. This book The first book in a decadent fantasy duology set in Jazz Age Harlem. Yes, this is the one that I was talking about before, and then I got mixed up with the other one. So, set in Jazz Age Harlem, where at night the dance halls come to life and death waits in the dark. It's 1926 and Reapers, the once human vampires with a terrifying affliction, are on the rise in New York. But the Saint family's thriving Reaper hunting enterprise holds reign over the city, giving them more power than even the organized criminals who run the nightclubs. 18-year-old Elise Saint, home after 5 years in Paris, is the reluctant heir to the empire. Only one thing weighs heavier on Elise's mind than her family obligations: the knowledge that the Harlem Reapers want her dead. Layla Quinn is a young Reaper haunted by her past. Though Reapers have existed in America for 3 centuries, created by New World atrocities and cruel experiments, Layla became one just 5 years ago. The night she turned, she lost her parents, the protection of the Saints, and her humanity, and she'll never forget how Elise Saint betrayed her. But some Reapers are inexplicably turning part human again, leaving a wake of mysterious and brutal killings. When Layla is framed for one of the attacks, the Saint Patriarch offers her a deal she can't refuse: to work with Elise to investigate how these murders might be linked to shocking rumors of a Reaper cure. Once close friends, now bitter enemies, Elise and Layla explore the city underworld, confronting their intense feelings for one another and uncovering the sinister truth about growing threats to Reapers and humans alike. This is the book that I was talking about earlier in the year when I was talking about like vampire books. This is the one that I was talking about. So I am interested in reading this one. I think, yeah, I have a star next to it, so this is going to be a library request. So hopefully it gives me what I want. It is YA fantasy. There is some romance, and there are vampires. August 6th. The next book comes out August 13th, and that is The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean. This one is adult fantasy, and it's listed as dragons. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I saw the word phoenix, and then I saw that one of the descriptor words was dragons. I didn't even read the description. This is one that I'm going in blind. So let's see what it's about, shall we? As head phoenix keeper at a world-renowned zoo for magical creatures, Alia's childhood dream of conserving critically endangered firebirds seems closer than ever. That's just one glaring caveat. Her zoo's breeding program hasn't functioned for a decade. When a tragic Phoenix heist sabotages the flagship initiative at a neighboring zoo, Ayla must prove her derelict facilities are fit to take the reins. But saving an entire species from extinction requires more than stellar animal handling skills. Carnivorous water horses, tempestuous thunderhawks, mischievous dragons, Ayla has no problem wrangling beasts. Inspiring zoo patrons, that's another story. Okay, so this is kind of giving, from the description, like it's not or I guess it is listed as like a cozy fantasy. It's listed in the cozy category. We'll see if it's actually cozy, because y'all know sometimes they just be throwing buzzwords in books and it don't be talking about nothing. So we'll see. I might end up buying that book, y'all. I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see. If I like it, I'll buy it. We'll see. We'll see. This book comes out August 6th, and it is In the Shadow of the Fall by Toby Ogundiran. It is the first book in the Guardians of the Gods duology. Okay. It's a novella duology. A cosmic war reignites, and the fates of the Orisha lie in the hands of an untried acolyte in their first entry of a new epic fantasy novella duology. The novella, let me skip all the little parts. Okay. Ashake is an acolyte in the Temple of Ifa, yearning for the day she is made a priest and sent out into the world to serve the Orisha. But of all the acolytes, she's the only one that the Orisha refuses to speak to. For years, she has watched from the sidelines as peer after peer passes her by and ascends to full priesthood. Desperate, Ashake attempts to summon and trap an Orisha any Orisha. Instead, she experiences a vision so terrible, it draws the attention of a powerful enemy sect and thrusts Ashake into the center of century-old war that will shatter the very foundations of her world. Okay. Okay, so this is listed as adult high fantasy African elements. First of all, why would you try to trap an Orisha? That's giving some major okay, I'm gonna wait until I read the book, because what you mean trap an Orisha? All right. Anyways, let's go to the next book. This is gonna be a pretty long list, so let's keep going. Another new addition to the Okoroverse, She Who Knows, comes out August 20th. It says part science fiction, part fantasy, and entirely infused with West African culture and spirituality. This novella offers an intimate glimpse into the life of a teenager whose coming of age will herald a new age for her world. Set in the universe, Afrofuturist luminary Nettie Afrofuturist Lumin first introduced, you know what? It's in the same world as She or Who Fears Death. Fire Spitter is the first in the She Who Knows trilogy. When there's a call, there's often a response. Najeba knows. She has had the call. But how can a 13-year-old girl have the call? Only men and boys experience the annual call to the salt roads. What just happened to Najebi has never happened in the history of her village. But it's not a terrible thing, just strange. So when she leaves with her father and brothers to mine salt at the dead lake, there's neither fanfare nor protest. For Najebe, it's a dream come true. It's a dream come travel by camel, open skies, and a chance to see a spectacular place she only heard about. However, there must have been something to rule, because Najebi's presence on the road changes everything, and her family will never be the same. Small, intimate, up close, and deceptively quiet, this is the beginning of the Kompyongo Sorceress. I love the novellas that Nettie has been writing. I'm behind. I'm like 2 novellas behind. But I do want to read them. Plus, this one is set in the world of Who Fears Death, and I really, really liked Who Fears Death. So I'm happy to jump back into that world. So when I'll get to it, I don't know. I know I'm buying it because I really like the cover. The cover is pretty dope. Well, y'all can see it right there. The cover is pretty dope. This one is specifically a shout out to Jerry. This book comes out August 20th. It is Black Heart Man by Nalo Hopkinson. It says, the magical island of Sinshin is facing conquerors from abroad and something sinister from within its entrancing fantasy from the Grand Master award-winning author Nalo Hopkinson. I love the fact that it's Grand Master Award. Okay. Vikosi, a scholar of folklore, hopes to sail off to examine the rare Alamat Book of Light and thus secure a spot for himself on Chinchin's colloquium. However, unexpected events prevent that from happening. 15 Yisman Galians arrive in the harbor to force a trade agreement on Chinchin. Vikosi is put in charge of the situation, but quickly finds himself in the way over his head. Bad turns to worse when malign forces start stirring. Pickens, children, are disappearing, and an ancient invading army long frozen in the peach tar statues by island witches is stirring to life, led by the fearsome demon known as the Black Heart Man. Vikosi has problems in his polyamorous personal life too. How much trouble can a poor scholar take or cause all by himself? I haven't read a Nalo Hopkins, oh my God. I have not read a Nalo Hopkinson book since I took an African American literature class in college. I own a couple of her books. I've not read them yet. I know Jerry's gasping right now as she is listening to me say this. I might read this one. I don't know. It really just depends on my mood. We might get there this year. On to the next one. So on August 27th, we are finally getting Amari and the Despicable Wonders by B.B. Alston. This is the middle grade. This is the finale to the Amari and the Knight Brothers series. I can't express to y'all how excited I am for this. I might go listen to the end of book 2 Well, no, because as I'm saying, I remember what happened at the end of book 2. I am very intrigued. If you have not read Amari and the Night Brothers, I personally highly recommend that you read that book. I read that book in a day. Well, actually, I read that book in a night on accident. It started off reading a couple chapters, realizing that I was like kind of obsessed. And then like 3 o'clock in the morning, I was done with the book and I was sleepy, but I was also very satisfied. It was a whole thing. Needless to say, I'm very happy for this middle grade series. I cannot wait to see how it ends. I almost want to make predictions just for fun with my friends who have read the book. But yeah, I'm very excited for this book. I didn't need to read it. It's the 3rd book in the trilogy, so the other 2 are out. You have time to catch up before the 3rd book comes out. So apparently Jordan Ofueko has another book coming out, and it's in the same world as Ray Bear. It comes out April 13th, and it's called The Maid and the Crocodile. I think it's a novella. Is it a novella? Hold on. No, it's listed as YA fantasy, sci-fi fantasy with magic. I'm intrigued. Can't wait. Let me read you the premise. It says, the smallest spark can bind 2 hearts or start a revolution. In the magic-soaked capital of Olawan, country bumpkin Small Sadie needs a job, preferably as a maid, with employers who don't mind her unique appearance and unlucky foot. But before she can be hired, she accidentally binds herself to a powerful god known only as the Crocodile, who is rumored to devour pretty girls. Small Sadie entrances the crocodile with her secret. She is a curse eater, gifted with the ability to alter people's fates by cleaning their houses. The handsome god warns that their fates are bound, but Small Sadie evades him, launching herself into a new career as the curse eater of a swanky inn. She is determined to impress the wealthy inhabitants and earn her place in Olawan City, assuming her secret-filled past and the revolutionary ambitions of the crocodile god don't catch up with her. I am intrigued. I'm intrigued. Yeah. So obviously I really liked Ray Bear. I was not a fan of Redemptor. I felt like Redemptor kind of felt flat for me, but Ray Bear was it. So I'm intrigued. I'm ready to give this book a try. Like I said, this book comes out August 13th. We will see. This book comes out August 20th, and it is a YA contemporary romance. It is A Bombing for Two by Trinity Nguyen. I never pronounced this correctly. Nguyen. It says, in this sweet sapphic romance about 2 foodies in love. Honestly, that was all I read. Y'all know I love food related books. So it was like, ooh, 2 foodies eating in Vietnam. Cool. Vietnamese food too? Yeah, bet. I didn't read the rest of this, and I'm not going to read it now. It's like 2 lovers bonding over food. I don't need much description. It doesn't take much to hold my attention. Also, the light has gotten so disrespectful outside. Okay. The book that I've been waiting for is coming out August 6th. I am actually going straight to the bookstore and buying this book the day that it comes out. Because I don't want to pre-order it and have to wait for it to be mailed to me. I want it in my hands the day that it comes out, and it is The Dead Cattail Assassins by P. Dwelle Clark. I've been waiting for this book, y'all. It was supposed to come out, I think originally it was on the list to come out in February, but they pushed it back for some reason. I don't know why, but it better not change because I'm so ready. So let me read you the premise. I feel like I've talked about this book in my anticipated reads. I feel like I talked about this book in like December or January. But either way, it says the dead cattail assassins are not cats, nor do they have tails, but they are most assuredly dead. Nebula and Alex award-winning P. Dwelle Clark introduces a brand new world in a fantastical city full of gods and assassins. Evian the Eviscerator is skilled, discreet, professional, and here for your most pressing needs in the ancient city of Talabisi. Her guild is strong, her blades are sharp, and her rules are simple. Those sworn to the matron of assassins, resurrected, deadly, wiped of their memories, have only 3 unbreakable vows. First, The contract must be just. That's above Evian's pay grade. Second, even the most powerful assassin may only kill the contracted. Evian's a professional. She's never missed her mark. And third, once you accept the job, you must carry it out. And if you stray, a final death would be a mercy. When the festival of the Clockwork King turns upside down, Evian's newest mission brings her face to face with a past she isn't supposed to remember and a vow she can't forget. I am excited to read it. I am hoping that my excitement matches the book because I want to talk about book. Like, there are certain books that I had planned on doing reviews for, or like basically like me just chatting about them. And I was worried because you guys know I read a lot of Black books. I read a lot of books by Black authors. And I was like, dang, the books that I have on the list that I wanted to review, I'm not liking them like I thought I was going to. So I decided not to review them because I didn't want it to look like all I was doing was talking bad about Black authors. So I'm hoping that this book, which is on that list, meets my expectations. In fact, I have too much expectation on this book. I'm realizing I need to bring it back down. Yeah, so those are the books that I'm interested in reading for the month of August. Well, some of them. Let me know what you guys are reading for the month of August. Are you participating in Naked this year? Because it's coming back. Let me know what you guys are thinking. And until the next video, guys, bye.